Okay, so we will start the revision paper. Question number 1. Find the HCF and LCM of 60 and 84. So to calculate the HCF and LCM of both of these numbers, I will use the prime factorization method. Okay, so I will take 60 and divide it by 2. 60 divided by 2, we will get 30. 30, I will again divide by 2. So we will get 15. 15 I will divide by 3. So I will get 5 as the quotient. 5 again I will divide by 5. So then I get 1 as the quotient. Right. So now I am going to take the number 60 and write down all of these prime factors as a product. So 60 is equal to what? 2 into 2 into 3 into 5. Now I am going to take the number 84 and repeat the same process. So 84 I will divide by 2. 84 divided by 2 I will get 42. 42 I will divide by 2. 42 divided by 2 I will get a quotient of 21. 21 I will divide by 3. So I will get a quotient of 7. 7 I will divide by 7. So the quotient will be right. So again I will take the number 84 and write down the prime factors as a product. So 84 is equal to what? 2 into 2 into 3 into 7. Now I will select from these factors what are the common factors, right? So here we can take 2, which is common to both numbers. So I will write 2. Then again we can take 2, right? So again I will write 2. Then we can take what? 3. Then what do? We will take the product. That means simply multiply these numbers. So 2 into 2 that is 4. 4 into 3 that is 12. Right. So we get the answer as 12. That means what? If we consider these two numbers and we calculate the HCF, what will be the value? 12. Right. So for this part you will be getting 1 mark. And remember, when you are writing answers for these kinds of questions, right, your working should be visible. Right? Right. Part 2, question number 1. So in part 2 we have to calculate the LCM, least common multiple of 60 and 84. Right? So for that also we need to write down prime factors of each number, and also we have to write them as what? A product. Right? So we have done that before. So I have written what I have written on the previous question on the whiteboard again. Now what do we have to do? We have to write this expression using what? Index notation. Right? So if we take this one, which is the first one, right? So that means 2 to the power 2 into 3 to the power 1 and into 5 to the power 1. So now we come to the second expression, which is this one. So we have to write this expression using index notation. So that means 2 to the power 2 into 3 to the power 1 into 7 to the power 1. Now what do we have to do? We have to select the indices which has the highest exponent when considering one base, right? So if we consider the base of 2, in the first expression we have 2 to the power 2, and in the second expression also we have 2 to the power 2. That means when we consider the base 2, which one is the highest one? Both of them are highest, no? So we can write 2 to the power 2. Then both of these expressions have the base 3. And if we consider the exponent, both of them also is what? 1. So when we take the base 3, right, which is the highest indices, 3 to the power 1. So 3 to the power 1. Right? In the same manner, when we consider base 5, there is only one base 5. So we have to consider this indices, right? So that means 5 to the power 1. right? So same thing goes to 7, so we have to write 7 to the power 1. Now we are not done. What do we have to do? We have to take the product. So when we take the product of this expression, what will it be? 420. So that means when we consider 60 and 84, right? What is the LCM? 420. 420. So for the correct answer, you will be getting 1 mark. Right. Question number 2. So we have been given 2 statements. We have to check whether those 2 are true or false. So the first one, a rectangle has 4 lines of symmetry. So here we have a rectangle. If you focus on the blue colored lines, those 2 are the lines of symmetry regarding the rectangle. That means a rectangle has only 2 lines of symmetry. What about these 2 lines? The black colored ones. Those are not lines of symmetry. Right. So the first statement is false. What is the statement? It says a rectangle has 4 lines of symmetry. So the rectangle has only 2 lines of symmetry. So the statement is false. Right. What is the next statement? A square has only 2 lines of symmetry. Now take a look at this diagram. So here I have drawn the lines of symmetry regarding a square. So how many lines are there? 1, 2, 3 and 4. The square has 4 lines of symmetry. But in the statement it says a square has only 2 lines of symmetry. So only 2 lines. So that is wrong. Right? So the second statement is also false. So we have both statements, right? If you got them correctly, you get 1 mark each, right? Okay. Right. Question number 3. Write down the value of the 7 in the number 1074. Right. So here we have the number 7. So that is on the tens place. So we have to calculate the value. So what do we need to do? The digit is 7. The place value is 10. So 7 into 10, what is that? 70. So what is the answer? 70. Right. Question number 4. Work out 31.7 into 100. Right. So what do we have here? We have a decimal number multiplied by 100. We need to what? Simplify this. 100 means what? It is a power of 10. 10 to the power 2. Right? 100 means what? 10 to the power 2, no? Right? So what do we have to do? We have to multiply a decimal number by a power of 10. So what do we have to do? When we multiply a decimal number by a power of 10, what happens? This decimal place move to the right side. How many places? 2 places. How do we know? That's a shortcut. 100 has 2 zeros, no? So this decimal point moves to the what direction? Right side. How many places? 2 places. So finally what will be the answer? 3170. Right. Question number 5. So we have been given a fraction. So we have to simplify it. Okay. So we can divide the numerator and the denominator by what? By 7. 28 divided by 7, we get what? 4. 70 divided by 7, we get a 10. Here also, we can further simplify. We can divide the numerator and the denominator by 2. 4 divided by 2, we get a 2. 10 divided by 2, we get a 5. So 2 by 5, that is the final answer. Question number 6. The perimeter of an equilateral triangle is 624 centimeters. And also we have been given the height of the triangle, which is k square root 3 centimeters. So where k is a constant. what is the value of k? So here we know the perimeter, right? What is the perimeter? Perimeter is 624 centimeters. So the value we know. And the triangle is what? What type of a triangle? Equilateral triangle. So what are they asking? Value of k. So do we need the height of the triangle? No, we don't need it, right? So if we write an expression regarding the perimeter of this equilateral triangle, what will it be? 2k plus 2k plus 2k, that is equal to 624. What is the outcome? What are these? Like terms. So 2k plus 2k plus 2k, what is that? 6k. 6k is equal to what? 624. So what is the value of k? K is equal to 624 divided by 6. Right? So 6 times how many are there? 1. For 2 there is no 6's, and for 24 we get 4. So this will be what? 104. So since this 624 is centimeters, this value is also centimeters. So this is the answer. Right. Question number 7. So we have to simplify this expression. Right. So I will use the long division method. Right. So 5.18, I have to divide it by what? 7. So how many 7s are there for 5? None. So we put a 0. 7 times 0, what is that? 0. 5 minus 0, we get a what? 5. Then put the decimal point and drag down the 1. So for 51, how many 7s are there? We can go up to 7. 7 times 7, what is that? 49. 51 minus 49, we get a 2. Now drag down this 8, altogether 28. How many 7s are there for 28? 4. 7 times 4, what is that? 28. 28 minus 28, we get a 0. So here, what is the answer? 0.74. So for this question, your working should be visible. Oya මේක සුළු කරපු විදිය පේන්න තියෙන්න ඕන. Right. Right. Question number 8. So we have to simplify these two decimals. That means we just have to multiply these two. So these two are what? Decimals. So when we multiply decimals, what do? We imagine these two decimals without any decimal places. So what will it be? 0.8 will be 8. 1.2 will be what? 12. So 8 into 12, what is that? We know that is 96. Right? So the thing is, this is not the answer that we need. What is 96? 8 into 12. So in the original expression that we need to calculate, how many decimal places are here? 2 decimal places, no? 0.8 has 1 decimal place. 1.2 has another decimal place. So altogether, how many decimal places? 2 decimal places. So this answer, what do we have to do? In order to get the correct answer, that means 0.8 into 1.2, how many decimal places should be there in the answer? 2. So this answer should be what? 0.9 and 6. That is the answer. Okay, question number 9. So what do we have to do? We have to find the value of x. Okay, so the first thing I will do is what? I will divide both sides by 2, right? Now what happens? I can cancel out these 2. So 2 times 1 and 2 times 9, right? So here what do we have? 4x minus 1, that is equal to what? 9. Now I can get rid of this minus 1 by doing what? By adding a 1. Do the same thing to the other side, right? So I can cancel off these 2. So 4x is equal to what? 10. Now what is the value of x? How do we find it? We have to divide 4x by 4, right? So divide by what? Divide by 4. So we have to do the same thing on the other side. So here I can cancel off these 2, right? So 10 divided by 4, what is that? We get 2.5. So what is the value of x? X is equal to 2.5. Okay, question number 10. In the figure below, all line segments are measured in feet and have integer lengths. The areas of two rectangles and one square has been given in square feet. What is the area of rectangle WXYZ in square feet? Right. So in this figure, we have to come up with the value for the entire area of this rectangle WXYZ. Okay. So in the question, it is mentioned that we have been given the values for the area for two rectangles and one square. So we can assume that this part is that square part. So the area is 25. So we can say the length and the breadth is what? 5. By considering the symmetry, if this length is 5 feet, this length is also 5 feet. That means this length is also 5 feet. Right? 5. That means this. Okay, so if we consider this portion, what is that? The shape, it is a rectangle. Okay? Right. So the length is 5. And if the area is 15 square feet, what should be the width? It should be 3, no? It should be 3. Okay. Okay. So here, if this length is 3 feet, that means since this figure, right? Since this figure is a rectangle, opposite sides are equal in length, no? So this length is also 3 feet. Now consider this figure. What is that? What is the shape of the figure? Again, we have a rectangle. So opposite sides are equal in length, right? So this length is also 3 feet. That means this length is also 3 feet. Right. Now we focus on this portion. So what is the shape? As I have mentioned before, the shape is what? Rectangular. So the total area is 21 square feet. Width we know that is 3. Then what is the length? It must be 7 feet, no? 7 times 3 we get what? 21, no? Okay. So now we know the entire length and the width of this diagram. That means WXYZ. Right? So what is the length? Length. What is the length? The length is what? 5 plus 7, that is 12. So these are feet. What is the width? 3 plus 5, what is that? 8 feet. So how do we calculate the area? 12 into 8. So what is the total area? We get 96. So it should be square feet. Square feet. So this is the answer. Always remember, you have to mention the unit. Right. Question number 11. So here we have been given an expression, right? And we have to simplify this. Okay. So first of all, we need to start simplifying the brackets. That means whatever inside the brackets, right? So 2 plus 2, what do we have? A 4, right? So then what about the remaining part of the expression? Between the 2 and the 4, what do we have? A multiplication. And here between 8 and 2, nothing has changed. So we have what? A division. Now we have a single expression where we have two mathematical operations. So both of these have the same priority. So we have to start from the left and simplify towards the right. So 8 divided by 2, that's a 4. Then what do we have? 4 into 4, what is that? 16. So the answer is 16. Right, question number 12. So we have been given this expression and we have to substitute these two values and come up with the answer. Right. So 3a means 3 into a. What is a? 4 plus 2 into C. So what is C? Negative 2. So 3 into 4, that is 12. 2 into 2, we know that's a 4. Positive into negative, we know that's a negative. That means 12 minus 4. 12 minus 4 means what? 8. So the answer is 8. Right. So from here, we can continue towards the answer using another method also. Right? So 12 minus 4. We can rewrite this as what? 12. Instead of minus, I'm going to put plus. So here, what is the sign of this 4? Positive. When this minus becomes positive, the sign of positive 4 changes into what? Negative 4. Now 12, it's a positive 12 plus negative 4. What's the answer? Positive 8. Right. Question number 13. Draw a chord on the circle. Chord means what? Regards to a circle. Simply, it is a line where it connects 2 points on the circle. Right? So, in this manner which I have drawn on the whiteboard, you can draw any chord, but the thing is, the line should be connecting 2 points on the circle. Right. Right. Question number 14. So, we have been given this expression to factorize. Right? So, this expression has 2 terms. So, we can take the factor as what? 3. So, what goes inside the circle? Y plus 5, no? Right? Take 3y. So, we have chosen 3 as the factor of these 2 terms, no? So, what do? 3y. So, that's the first term. We divide it by 3. This is the factor, right? So, I can cancel off these 2. So, what is the outcome? Y. Positive into positive, this is positive. Positive divided by positive, this is positive. So, the next term, what is that? 15. So, 15 we have to, just as before, we have to divide by what? 3. 15 divided by 3, we get a 5. This is positive, this is positive. So, the outcome is also positive. So, y plus 5, those are the 2 terms that goes inside the brackets. So, this is the answer. Right. So, this is question number 15. So, here also we have been given an expression. So, we have to factorize. So, we have 2 terms. So, the factor will be what? Simple A. So, what goes inside the brackets? A plus 3. Right. So, when we talk about what goes inside the brackets, right? So, here the factor is A now. So, this is the first term. A square. A square divided by A. A square divided by A means what? What is the outcome? Simply A. Right? So here what do we have? 3A. 3A divided by A. What is the outcome? 3. And I have forgotten to mention, both of these terms are positive. This is positive, this is positive. So the outcome is also positive. Here the same thing. 3A is positive. Simple A is positive, so the outcome is also positive. So what goes inside the bracket? A plus 3. Okay, question number 16. In the figure below, D is on CE. The measure of angle DAC is equal to 24 degrees. DAC, right? So that means this angle. The measure of angle DCA equals to 80 degrees. DCA, so this angle which is 80 degrees. And the measure of BDE angle equals to 40 degrees. BDE, that means this angle, 40 degrees. What is the measure of angle ADB? ADB, so ADB, that means this angle. Right. So now, before we jump into the answer, right? So this is the thing that you need to understand. So we need to calculate ADB angle, right? Now, if we consider this angle this angle and this angle, all these three angles, right? And consider this line, which is a straight line. These three angles are what? Those are adjacent angles, right? So we know sum of those angles should be equal to what? 180. But the problem is we only know the magnitude of one angle. These two angles we don't know the magnitude. Now if we consider angle ADC, we can calculate the magnitude. Why? If we consider the triangle ADC, right, we know two magnitudes of two internal angles, right? DAC angle and DCA angle. So what is the magnitude of ADC angle? If you write it down, ADC angle means what? Sum of internal angles of a triangle, we know that is 180, right? Minus, we have to add these two angles, no? So we can write 80 plus 24. So 80 plus 24, that is 104. So 180 minus 104. So 180 minus 100, we get 80. 80 minus 4, we get 76. So that means angle ADC, it is what? 76 degrees, right? So we can write angle ADC, right? So this angle, that is what? 76 degrees, right? So now we consider again the straight line EDC, right? So these three angles, those are what? Those are adjacent angles. So the sum should be equal to what? 180 degrees. So I can write EDB angle plus ADB angle plus ADC angle. So what is that equal to? 180 degrees. So EDB, that is 40 degrees. ADB, that's the angle that we need to find. ADC, that is what? 76 degrees. So 40 plus 76. 40 plus 70, that is 110. 110 plus 6, that is 116. So ADB angle, that is equal to what? 180 minus 160. So 180 minus 100, we get what? 80. 80 minus 10, we get 70. 70 minus 6, we get 64. So the angle ADB, that is equal to what? 64 degrees. Right. Question number 17. Each person in a fitness club is going to get a free gift. Shan is going to order the gifts. Shan takes a sample of 50 people in the fitness club. He asks each person to tell him the gift they would like. The table shows information about his results, right? So you have to observe the given table, right? So below the table, the question continues. There are 700 people in the fitness club. Work out how many sports bags Shan should order. Right. So first of all, by using the information given in the table, we have to calculate the total number of people, right? So 17 plus 7 plus 11 plus 15. So we have a total of 50 people. Okay. So at the very last portion of the question, it says work out how many sports bags Shan should order, right? So in the table, out of 50 total people, how many of them liked or wanted the sports bag? 17, no? If you check the first row, right? Sports bag, number of people, 17. That means if we write that information as a fraction, the denominator will be 50 and the numerator will be 17. So 17 out of 50 people like the sports bag. Now we can convert this information into what? Into a percentage. So simply what do we need to do? We have to multiply this by 100%, no? So 50 times 1, 50 times 2. 17 into 2, what is that? 34. Don't forget the percentage symbol. So in the question it says there are 700 people in the fitness club. Work out how many sports bags Shan should order. So what do we have to do? 700, simply we have to multiply that by what? 34%. 700 into 34 divided by 100. So I can cancel out these two zeros. 7 into 34, right? So 30 into 7, that is 210. 4 into 7, that is 28. When we add these together, we get what? 238. So 238, Shah needs to buy 238 sports bags. Right. Question number 18. So we have been given two expressions. We have to simplify them. So the first one is negative 3 into twice. So the thing is, we have to observe what have been given to us. Right? So we can rewrite this information in another way. Right? So when we rewrite this is the proper way. Right? So 3 into 3, that is 9. So both of these are positive. Positive into positive, the outcome is also positive. But that positive 9 has to be multiplied again by negative. So the outcome will be what? Negative. So the answer is negative 9. Now the second expression. Now these two are different. What is the idea here? Negative 3 multiplied by negative 3. If you look closely, right, outside the bracket we have the exponent, right? That means we have 2 of negatives, 2 of negative 3's, right? So here 3 into 3, it is 9, negative into negative, the outcome is positive. So here the answer is positive 9. So these are the two correct answers. So if you got the first part correct, you will be getting 1 mark. If you got the second part also correct, you will be getting another 1 mark. Right. Question number 19. If twice a number is equal to that number minus 5, what is 3 times that number plus 17 minus that number? Okay. So you have to read the question very carefully. So we will take the first part. If twice a number, so we will take that number as x. Twice a number means what? 2x, right? If twice a number is equal to that number minus 5, that means that number minus 5 means what? X minus 5, no? So x minus 5, that is equal to what? 2x. So from here we can calculate a value for what? X, no? So I can rewrite this information in this manner. 2x is equal to what? X minus 5. Right? So that means what? 2x, that is equal to x minus 5 minus x. Right? So we have to do the same thing on the other side also. Then I can cancel off these two x's. So here 2x minus x is what? X. X is equal to what? Negative 5. So the value of x is what? Negative 5. Then the next part. What is 3 times that number plus 17 minus that number? 3 times that number means what? 3x. Right? 3 times that number plus 17. So we have to add 17 minus that number. That means minus x. Right? So 3 into x. Be careful, x means what? Negative 5. Huh? Plus 17 minus, now here you have to be extra careful, minus negative 5, right? So 3 into 5, what is that? 15. Positive into negative, this is negative, plus 17 here what's the outcome? Plus 5. Right? Okay. So here we have a minus. We convert that into what? A plus. Then what happens? The symbol of the number which is to the right side, it changes. Here it is negative 5, here it is positive. Now what happens here? Negative 15 plus 17. What is the outcome? 2. 2 plus 5. What is the outcome? 7. So this is the answer. Right. Question number 20. In the figure, what is the value of y? Right. Okay. So the first thing is y is equal to 2x, no? Vertically opposite angles or simply opposite angles. So if some way we could find the value of x, then we can easily find the value of y using the value of x. Okay. So this angle is 30 degrees, no? So that means this angle is also 30 degrees, opposite angles. This is x, that means this is also x, opposite angles. So 30 plus 2x plus x, what is that? 180, no? So I can write 30 degrees plus 2x plus x, that is equal to 180 degrees. Now here we have two like terms. So 30 degrees plus 3x, that is equal to 180. That means 3x is equal to what? 180 minus 30. That means 3x is equal to 150. So here we can find the value of x, which is what? 150 divided by 3. That means 50 degrees. Right. So now we can substitute the value of x to here. So y is equal to 2x. That means what? 2 into 50. That means y is equal to 100 degrees. So that is the answer. Right. Question number 21. So there we have been given two equations. Okay. So we will go through the question. If a minus b is equal to 12 and half of b is equal to 10, what is the value of a plus b? Right. So I will name the first equation as 1 and the second equation as 2. Right. So from the second equation we can get the value for b as what? 10 into 2, which is 20. So value of b is equal to 20. Then we can substitute the value of b to a. To 1. That means a minus 20, that is equal to 12. So what is the value of a? 12 plus 20, which is 32. So the value of a is what? 32. Right? So now what do we have to do? We have to calculate the value of a plus b. That means what? A means 32, b means what? 20. So a plus b means what? 52. So the answer is what? 52. Right. Question number 22. So we have been given this expression to simplify. So here we don't have any brackets. But what do we have? We have division and multiplication. So before we go into addition and subtraction, we have to simplify those two. So we have to start from the left, work our way to the right. So 40 divided by 5, that is 8. So 8, then we have a minus. 3 into 2, what is that? 6 plus 6. 8 minus 6, we have a 2. 2 plus 6, what do we have? We have 8. So the answer is 8. Right. Question number 23. The ratio of 3a to 7b is 9 to 5. What is the ratio of a to b? So we need to find ratio of a to b. So first of all, we can rewrite these ratios as what? As a fraction. So the numerator will be 3a and the denominator will be 7b. Here the numerator will be 9 and the denominator will be 5. So you have to understand, we have to find the value of a to b, no? A to b, when we convert a to b into a fraction, the numerator will be a and the denominator will be b. So somehow we have to arrange and get a divided by b. Why? A divided by b means what? A to b. Right? Okay. So here we will cross multiply. 3a into 5, what is that? 15a. 7b into 9, what is that? 63b. Now, what are we trying to do? We are trying to get a divided by b. So we will divide this side by b, do the same thing on the other side. Then what do we get? A divided by b. A divided by b. Right, so here I can cancel off these two. So then what do we get? 15a divided by b, that is equal to 63. So here what do we have? 15a divided by b, that is equal to 63. We have to get a divided by b, no? So we will divide both of the sides, that means the left hand side and the right hand side, by what? 15. So 15a divided by b into 15, that is equal to what? 63 divided by 15. We have to do the same thing on the other side also, no? These are what? Equations, no? So I can cancel off 15. So a divided by b, that is equal to what? 63 by 15. Now we can simplify this, right? I can divide both the numerator and the denominator by what? 3, no? So we get what? 21 by 5. So a to b, or a by b, that is what? 21 by 5. So I will continue from here. A by b means what? A to b, that means 21 to 5. So that is the answer. Right, question number 24. So we have been given two numbers. Round off the following numbers to the nearest multiple of 100. So the first number is what? 4365. Okay, so nearest 100, no? So 100's place means what? That is here. So the first thing is, we need to put 2 zeros to these numbers. So 2 zeros. Then this is the 100's place, no? So to the right side we have what? 6. So 6 is greater than 5. Because of that, what do? We add a 1 to 3. 3 plus 1, what is that? 4. Then write this number also, 4. So when we round off 4365 to the nearest multiple of 100, what will it be? 4400. Right. So next we have 964. So the digit on the hundreds place is what? 9. So we have to replace both of these digits by what? 0. So these two digits become what? 2 zeros. Then here we have 9. No? So we know 9 is greater than 6. Because of that reason, we have to add 1 to 9. 9 plus 1, what is that? 10. So when we round off 964 to the nearest multiple of 100, what do we get? 1000. Right, so for this part you will be getting 1 mark, and for the second part also you will be getting 1 mark. So for the 24th question, the whole marks will be 2 marks as usual. Right, question number 25. So we have been given 2 fractions to simplify. Okay, so first of all we have a mixed number. So we have to convert that mixed number into what? Into an improper fraction. So the numerator will be 5 and the denominator will be 4. Divide by 5 by 15. Then what do? 5 by 4. We convert this division into what? A multiplication. Then what happens? We have to write the reciprocal of 5 by 15, which is what? 15 by 5. So here I can cancel off these two 5s. So what do I get? 15 by 4. We are not done yet. These are fractions, right? So I have to convert 15 by 4 into what? Mixed number. So it will be what? 3 and 3 by 4. That is the answer.